This is the continuation of lessons 11.2 and 11.4 on surface area and volume. The first part of the video was on prisms. The second part will be on cylinders. So first of all, the definition: a cylinder is a solid with congruent circular bases that are parallel. So a cylinder is not a polyhedron because the circles are not polygons, but cylinders act basically like prisms, except that instead of having generic perimeter and area formulas, we're going to be using a circle perimeter, or in other words, circumference and area. So first of all, the height of a cylinder is the perpendicular distance between its bases. So the same exact idea as the height of a prism. The radius of a cylinder is the radius of the circular bases. So from the center to a point on the circle of the circular bases, that's called the radius of the cylinder. Now you can kind of think of the cylinders being broken down into two parts. Basically, you have two circles, those are the base area parts, and then you have the lateral area part. If you imagine a can, so if you think about like a soup can, this would be like the top and the bottom of the can. And then this part would be like the label. So if you were to take that label and unroll it, what would it look like? So I'm going to draw over here a rectangle that would represent the unrolled label. I can't think what that word was called. Okay, and we're going to talk about the lateral area here, which would be the label. So the label is a rectangle with these two dimensions. So this would be the height of the cylinder. Right, because it's just how tall the cylinder is. And then the other dimension would be the distance around the circle. Okay, so that would be the circumference of the circular base. So then also when we are talking about cylinders, the bases are circles. So the base area is going to simply be pi r squared because it's a circle. And then the perimeter of the base is just simply the circumference. So it's 2 pi r or pi d. A lot of times we're talking about the radius here instead of the diameter. But if you were given the diameter, of course, you could do pi times diameter. Okay, lateral area of a cylinder. The lateral area of a cylinder. So in that picture up there, the blue rectangle represents the lateral area. So when you unroll it, again, that's what I'm showing you up there on the right side here. When you unroll it, you'll get the rectangle, and the dimensions of the rectangle would be the length of the rectangle times the height of the rectangle, which is the circumference of the circular base, and then the height of the cylinder. Okay, so the circumference is just 2 pi r, and then you're multiplying by the height. So it's 2 pi r height. 2 pi r h is the lateral area. Now for surface area, remember surface area is just simply the lateral area plus the two bases added onto it. So for surface area, it'll be the lateral area that we found up above, and then two bases added onto that. Well, the two bases are circles, so it'll be 2 pi r squareds, and then the lateral area, which was 2 pi r h. Don't lose that 2 there. Sometimes students kind of overlook that too. Okay, so 2 circular bases plus the lateral area. That is the surface area of a cylinder, the total surface area. Okay, and then for volume, oh, same typo here. It should be 1 by 1 by 1 cubic units that fill the interior. Okay, so the volume of a cylinder is area of the base times the height, just like before. But this time the area of the base, again, it's a circle, so it'll be pi r squared multiplied by the height. So volume for a cylinder, pi r squared h. Okay, a few quick examples here. So first of all, here's a cylinder. What is the radius? Okay, so the radius is right here, 4 meters. What is the height? Well, the height is the perpendicular distance between the bases, so it's 5 meters. Perimeter. Perimeter is just simply the circumference. So 2 pi times the radius. So 2 pi times 4, or 8 pi meters. Okay, for base area, it's a circle, so pi r squared. That'll be pi times 4 squared, or 16 pi. Again, that's area, so meters squared. Lateral area. Lateral area is perimeter times height in general for a prism. So for a circle, it'll be 2 pi r h. Okay, the perimeter is 8 pi, and then we're multiplying by the height, which was 5, so 40 pi meters squared. Surface area. Lateral area plus 2 base areas. The lateral area is 40 pi. The base area was 16 pi. Okay, so that's 32 and 40, so 72 pi meters squared. Okay, volume is base area times the height. Area of the base was 16 pi. The height is 5. So that's 80 pi meters, and it's volume, so meters cubed. Okay, for the second one, the radius this time is 6 centimeters. Okay, height, the perpendicular distance between the bases is 14 centimeters. Perimeter is pi d. I'm going to go ahead and use pi d instead of 2 pi r because we have the diameter there. So that'd be 12 pi centimeters. Base area, pi r squared. So that's pi times 6 squared, 36 pi centimeters squared. Lateral area, perimeter times height. The perimeter was 12 pi. The height is 14. 168 pi, and that would be in centimeters squared. Total surface area, lateral area plus 2 bases, is 168 pi plus 2, and the base areas were 36 pi. That's 72 and 168, so 240 pi centimeters squared. And then volume, base area times the height, 36 pi times the height, which was 14, 504 pi centimeters cubed.